Hello, hi there, it's Beth at Beehive Yarns, and I've just been recording a podcast for YouTube, so I thought while I'm all set up here, I'll just do a short video about our yarn advent calendar for this year. Our advent this year is called Vie En Rose, so I'm going to explain a little bit about the inspiration behind that and the kind of colourways that you can expect and all the different options. Our advent's been out for about a week, 2 weeks now for pre-order, and the pre-orders will close at the end of the week. So I just thought it'd be a good opportunity for me to answer any questions that I've had coming through in case you've also had similar questions. So, okay, Vie En Rose, where's that come from? So you can have a look at our Instagram, Facebook and our Pinterest page where we've got some colour inspiration photographs. As you can imagine, there is a lot of pink and floral tones this year. So the inspiration, the actual phrase Vie En Rose literally translates to life in the pink, or I guess life through rose-coloured lenses. And I kind of quite like that play on word in that it's pink the colour, but also pink in terms of, viewing life from a happy stance and trying to sort of really fulfill the positives in life. So that's kind of where that title came from and where the main inspo came from. If you know Beehive Yarns, or if you've purchased an advent calendar or yarn box from me before, you'll probably be aware that I never do anything straightforward. There's always kind of a multi-layer to these things. So for me, the kind of the inspiration behind the colours for this calendar really kicked off when I was doing a jigsaw earlier this year. I absolutely love jigsaws. I kind of tend to dip in and out of them, but once I'm into them, then it kind of grips me for a little while, and I'll just kind of keep leave them set up on a table and keep sort of strolling past and doing a few pieces. Anyway, my mum bought me, I'll show you, I've got it here. My mum bought me this jigsaw from an art gallery she went to last year. She went to see a Singer Sargent exhibition without me. And brought me back a jigsaw. God, honestly. But I love it, and it's so lovely. And the image is a painting called Carnation Lily Rose, and the painting is by John Singer Sargent. So yeah, absolutely love this, of the late 19th century. And so you can see better, I've got the little pull out that comes with it. When I was doing this jigsaw, I was absolutely just struck by the kind of the nuances and the different number of variations of the floral tones. So everything from, we've got sort of a burning gold, whites, but just here, look, I mean, and this actually is a lantern, it's not even a flower, so forgive me. But the kind of dark red through to sort of pink, through to peach, I just love, it just really captured me. And as I was doing the jigsaw and sort of pulling these pieces out, because of course in any jigsaw the bright pieces jump out first, don't they? So I ended up doing all the kind of lanterns first and then filling in the rest of the picture, and I thought, oh, this would make such a lovely yarn fade. I really like these kind of peachy pinks and reds. So that's where it kind of came from, and from there I kind of expanded it out. So it incorporates as I said, the kind of happiness, life in bloom, the positive outlook of Vie En Rose, and also the kind of physical colours of a rose garden. And of course we get roses in all different colours, certainly not just pink and peach. There will be a lot of pink in the advent, but it's not going to solely be 24 different colours of pink. So that's not my vibe. And I guess that was one of the reasons behind doing the video as well, was just to kind of share what you might expect from that. So I have put some palettes together and mood boards, which you can find on the website, or as I said, on Pinterest or Instagram. And the thinking behind the colourways, certainly for the 24 mini skein advent, will be everything from pastel-y kind of peaches, pinks, lavenders, right through to kind of golds, touches of green, reds and burgundies. So everything kind of across the flower spectrum, really. I'm not envisaging any sort of blues or bright, not awfully bright colours. In fact, what I did was when I was sort of putting together the ideas for the Advent. I just kind of, my yarn storage, or the shop wall if you like, is behind me here. I won't show you it because it's absolutely messy at the moment, but what I did was just started pulling out skeins of different colours and kind of like putting them into a bit of a posy. So this is the kind of, this isn't the Advent, obviously, this is just random skeins that I have in stock, but this is a kind of a little bit of how I want to imagine it going, really, which is a kind of a yarn bouquet. So you'll get everything from the sort of deeper touches of the deeper colours, and lots of variation in terms of like mid-tone and paler colours as well. So hopefully that gives you a bit more of an idea in terms of what to expect for the colourways. So as I think probably the last 2 years, this is the third year we've done 2 different Advent options, and as previous years we've got the classic or traditional mini skein Advent calendar. So that has 24 20-gram mini skeins on your choice of base, so 1 to open each day of December right up leading until Christmas Eve. And you can choose from either our sort of 4-ply base, DK, or a sparkle sock. And our sparkle sock is, I'll just show you, this one is sparkle. Let's pull this out. It's actually very subtle. So if I hold it there, you can sort of see it twinkling a bit, and that's got some gold stellina in there, which is what gives it the sparkle. But it is very subtle. So you can choose to have your daily Advent, your sort of mini skein Advent on that base, or as I said, on 4-ply or DK. And you'll receive 24 different colours, all sort of labelled up and packaged separately to open one of each day of December or of Advent. So yeah, perfect for knitting up into, you know, a blanket or a shawl or a jumper or anything like that as you go through December. Or if you're more like me, I like to hoard them all and work out what to do with them at the end, but it's entirely up to you. Just so you know what to expect from our Advent, because there's so many different ones out there to choose from. This year ours is not going to be a fade. So last year our Advent was called Bookish. I'm glancing up at the shelves because I was hoping that I would have one to be able to show you, but I don't. So you'll have to have a look back on our Instagram page for that. But it was a fade of tonal colourways, and you could kind of knit them up in a sequence. This year I'm going for something a little bit different, so it's not going to be a fade, although the colours will all go together. So I'm sure that if you sort of waited until the end and had opened them all, you could probably make it into a fade. But it's sort of more, as I said, designed around this idea of having a bouquet, a mixture of different tones. So there will be speckled yarns, variegated yarns, and some tonal yarns in there. So you're getting a bit of a mix of others. And one year when I did something similar, one of my customers called it a jazzy mix, and that's just really stuck with me. So this year will also be a jazzy mix of variegated speckles and tonals. So that's our daily Advent. As I said, 3 different bases, and there's an option to add a sock set as well on one of those 3 bases. So if you want to open it either on Christmas Eve for maybe a Christmas Eve cast on, maybe a pair of socks, something like that, or save it for Christmas Day if that's something that you like to do, or indeed, you know, whenever you like, save it for your birthday. You can add on an optional sock set, and the sock set has a slightly different colour palette, and I don't have a copy of that picture to show you. It's based very much on a painting called The Soul of the Rose by John William Waterhouse. Again, you can find that on our website and socials and things, but that introduces blues into the palette. So if pinks and lilacs and lavenders and reds are not your jam, but you still want to kind of, you know, partake in our Advent calendar this year, then the sock set has sort of more muted blues, greens. It still has some pink, but it's very much sort of inspired by that one painting. So yeah, have a look at that. So you can either add that sock set to the mini skein Advent, or you can just purchase that on its own, the sock set on its own as an option. So that's the mini skein version. As in previous years, we've also got a weekly Advent option. So this is 4 large, I do have last year's, so I will grab that for you in a second, but 4 full skeins of yarn, so 100-gram skeins in most cases, one individually wrapped, each individually wrapped and numbered, 1 to open each weekend of Advent. So you get sort of 4 colourways, and that will form a fade. So unlike our mini skein Advent, that will be designed to form a fade, so it will go from like a lighter colour to a darker colour, and the colours will all sort of merge together. And it's super exciting because this year we've actually got a pattern to go with that weekly Advent set. So Sarah at My Cup of Knitting, check her out on Instagram, is designing us a pattern, and I believe it's going to be a wrap. So just to give you an idea, a wrap or a large shawl that will encompass all 4 of the colourways and fade into each other. Obviously, if that's a knitting pattern, if you don't knit and you crochet, or you're not really into shawls, or you're not really into fades, then there's lots of other things that you can do those 4 skeins. Last year I used our 4 skein calendar to do a blanket, and it was just the right amount of yarn, and again I've got some pattern suggestions either on our Pinterest page or our Ravelry favourites, where you can see kind of patterns that I would recommend either crochet or knit that take 4 skeins of yarn, and that's something that I kind of always try to send out with our Advent boxes or any of our yarn boxes, is some pattern suggestions of things that you can make. So yeah, the weekly option, it comes on different bases, so a few more bases than the other one, so you can choose again from 4-ply or DK or sparkle. You could also get it on lace if you like knitting with like mohair or fluffy lace yarns. We've got some sort of more luxe bases as well, like silky DK and merino cashmere nylon, so more options there in terms of you could be able to flex that to what you like to knit. If you like to knit shawls, then something like the merino singles would be a lovely base to choose. So yeah, again, that one will be pinks into sort of darker colours, so I'm thinking sort of dark burgundy colour, and again there's palettes and mood boards for that on our website as well. So yeah, that's our Vie En Rose Advent calendar. Hopefully it's given you a bit of a flavour as to what you can expect in terms of colourways and where a bit of the inspiration has come from. You'll see from the images on socials and on the website that there's kind of different layers, as I said. So there's the kind of the artworks that I've alluded to here, but there's also the kind of the musical element behind it. So I'm a huge fan of Françoise Hardy, who's a French singer who passed away last year, and she sort of, I don't know, she has a song called Mon Ami La Rose, and also sort of sings about gardens and things sometimes. So like the music really kind of heavily influenced my thinking behind this Advent as well. As much as music can influence colours, I think it can. Also there's some sort of imagery there around Victoriana. I really like this idea of the kind of Victorian scraps, which were sort of, I don't, for those of you maybe not in the know, kind of like little cutouts that were popular during Victorian times, and people used to collect them in scrapbooks. That's where the name comes from, and there's some really lovely kind of rose designs and things, so that kind of came into the colour inspo as well, and again you'll see that in our mood board. So yeah, all of our Advents in previous years and in this year will have like a couple of extras with it, so they're not sort of like with the yarn to open each day, but sort of in the box, so to kind of complement the theme. So you can expect some kind of rose type extras. I like sourcing those just to make it a little bit extra special to open during December, and as I said, the weekly Advent this year comes with a pattern, which I'm super thrilled about. So yeah, hopefully that's given you a bit of an idea, and I hope I haven't waffled on too long. But if you do have any questions about our Advent or indeed any of our yarns, then please do drop me a line. Our contact details are on our website, or drop me a message on Instagram or something like that. just to sort of finish up, today is the 29th of April. Our Advent pre-order is due to close, was due to close on Friday the 2nd. I've had a few requests that it stays open for the weekend, so I'm going to keep the pre-order open until the end of Monday, so that's Monday the 5th of May, bank holiday Monday here. So you'll be able to pre-order until then. And then the Advent calendars will ship in late October, possibly early November for UK orders, but certainly for international ones will go out in October with tracked shipping, so that you can obviously get them well in time to start opening them on the 1st of December. And just in terms of talking about purchasing them or buying them online, you can either choose to pay up front in full, or you can choose to pay in instalments to spread the cost. So between now and say the end of August, I think it is, you can spread the cost into sort of more manageable chunks. So yeah, find it on our website now. Reach out if you've got any questions, and I hope that this has been helpful. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye bye.